Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pokerole, session 155. It's been a little bit of a break since our last episode. We had some stuff come up for this and that person, but we are all good this week, and I believe some of the problems for attendance has actually been pretty sorted, so I think we'll be pretty good for the foreseeable future, unless somebody gets really sick again. Which, of course, it's winter. We're going to winter, so everybody stay warm, stay healthy. But we are going to continue our adventure in not so much winter, because we're in the Heatwave Sands, I believe it was called. Though we were just getting on the edge of it, hopefully. Or no, we're not quite out of it yet. We're not quite out of the woods yet, you could say, but it's technically not woods, because there's not really any trees here. But before we begin and continue our adventure on the way out of this desert into, well, maybe a pandemic-suffering town. Before that, I want to say, of course, that if you liked the video, do think about giving a like, maybe subscribing if you feel like doing that, maybe coming over to Twitch and watching this content live if you'd like. Whether you want to lurk or talk, we have lurk commands for you, of course. And, of course, feel free to talk whenever you want. And if you want to come as a viewer, make sure to say a word every now and then, or just drop an emote or something small. Because Twitch is being a little weird about who counts as a viewer right now. So if you want to help out, just ping a message every half hour. But also, if you want to actually talk, that's really cool too. We can't really respond during Pokerole, of course, but we're eager to hear your thoughts on the game. We also have a pretty cool Discord server too. And of course, we have the Pokerole Discord server, which you can access off of that. There is a coffee link if you want to help us directly monetize the content, and I very much appreciate it. It always helps, especially these days. And there is, of course, a merch store as well if you want to buy some cool stuff over there. And lastly, of course, can't forget the Mirahis, our wiki for our game that you can check out as well. Thank you again to Enio, Kyrio, and many others for contributions. All links are in the description, and you can check them out at your leisure. And of course, I think everybody's doing pretty okay today. Hello, everybody.
I'm immediately mortified because I messed up Ennio's name and said Serio earlier, so I am absolutely sorry, Ennio. I can't believe I used the wrong name when I was talking with everyone earlier.
They end the same way, so it's an easy tongue tie. I can understand it.
I was a bit confused. I was like, I didn't know Serio contributed.
Oh! No, I feel awful because Ennio, the one who always does the summaries.
You had me worried for a second that I said Serio too. I didn't say Serio myself, right?
No, it was before you came.
Okay. Sure. Oh, I see.
It was before we were on stream. I feel so bad.
But yeah, I have one cool thing to share. I'll share a little bit of fan art after the recap, though, as we're winding up. But yes, let us recap, because I actually kind of need a recap. It's been a little bit.
Same.
It's been a little bit, and it's a bit of a big recap. So, recapping a little further back, as I like to do, like back on sessions 152, 153, Team Cheer was going up to the Blustery Mesa in order to forage resources from the Mesa to help supplement Savantown's orchard in ways that would help it flourish. And for the most part, the team collected various herbs, seeds, and a not insignificant amount of fertile dirt. But they also encountered the Hydreigon exile, Calamanthus. Who initially was very aloof. They believed that Team Cheer was there to, as apparently many others had before, come try and slay the dragon, as it were. When it was clear that was not the case, and it took some convincing, annoyingly enough, Calamanthus simply let them be to whatever Team Cheer was going to do, as long as they did not cause undue harm or take over much from the Mesa. And they hadn't planned to in the first place. However, Brooke had a secondary goal, to learn rain dance from the Oricorio here. Which, by the by, dumbest of things, in the games, rain dance is not available to Oricorio, normally.
Silly, really silly.
It is very silly. They are the dancing Pokemon. So I chose to ignore that. And so, yes, they are special. They're very special. Brooke moved away from everyone else as they were doing their gathering to go back to a clearing where Laurentis said the Oricorio go. And it wasn't terribly long before they gathered there. Sensu-style Oricorio, for those who need specificity, the purple ones, the ones that are ghost type. And they began to perform a ritual dance. And they began to nudge Brooke into the center of their circular dance pattern. And he noticed bones beneath him, and a familiar, immense power. The power of a gate to the dragon's path. The rain starts to spread away from the altar, causing the rest of Team Cheer to be caught in the downpour as well. Seeing little point in continuing gathering plants and soil while the rain is coming down, Tucker suggests for the group to find shelter from the rain. They are able to locate some burrows carved out from the ground and trees that could serve as suitable shelter for the Pokemon in the mesa, but the party are mostly too large to really fit inside. As such, Tucker decides to try digging a hole wide enough for them. Meanwhile, Brooke looks down at the bones that have appeared around him and examines them, attempting to use his ghost-type affinity to commune with whatever spirits may be tied to the altar. He senses a presence above him and looks up to see a ghostly Dragonair, though much larger, with more pronounced wings upon its head. The spirit is surprised to learn that Brooke could sense their presence, and lowers their snout to more closely examine him. Brooke reaches out to touch them, and his mind suddenly hears the phrase, Bannerlord. He tries to ask Scales if he knows anything about that title, but Scales confesses he has no memory of a title like that either. Wondering if the Dragonair is unable to communicate verbally, Brooke's mind is then filled with various images. A stone, slowly eroded by the force of a river, until what remains is a gate forged by black and red stone, which Brooke somehow can feel is a gate through which there is no return. Brooke concludes that the Dragonair is the guardian of that gate, and asks if the Oricorio are a group dedicated to worshipping it. In response, Brooke's mind is filled with yet more images, a lock, then a door, and lastly a wall that hides darkness behind it. Brooke discerns the images, meaning to be that the Oricorio served to keep the gate closed, so as to keep something locked behind it. Then the image of the Hydreigon appears in his mind, and then a crystal kept far away atop a distant mountain. At this point, the communication barrier starts to pose issues, as Brooke becomes more uncertain of his conclusions. He asks if Calamanthus is the one being kept from opening the gate, and that if the crystal is meant to serve as a key to open it. In response, he receives the image of the crystal transforming into a seed, which grows into a tree, and then a forest, and lastly, the world itself. Brooke recalls Calamanthus saying that the mesa serves as a way to preserve life, should a catastrophe render the rest of the world uninhabitable, and the Dragonair nods, showing him an image of one such event occurring. Brooke then asks if there's something he could do to try to help the Hydreigon, when he is then shown the image of a tower formed of clouds and an emerald serpent who lingers atop it. Able to conclude the images to mean having to ask Rayquaza about allowing Calamanthus to fly again, Brooke decides to save that idea for later and returns to his initial objective. He asks if the Dragonair would know any way to help the crops in Savantown, and is assured of his idea to learn rain dance via various images of rain clouds leading into rivers and then verdant forests. The Dragonair then leaves, diving into the ground beneath Brook, and he looks around to see that the Oricorio had seemingly left the area. Scales is left utterly befuddled by what the pair had just witnessed, but Brook laughs it off and thanks the Dragonair before returning to the party. On the way back, his claws absent-mindedly go through the pockets of his coat, and he notices that one of the bones from the altar had seemingly been placed in there by the dragon spirit. Brook returns to the party, and he sees them collaborating to build a shelter and gather foodstuffs. After Tucker has dug a sufficiently large hole, Tucker, Rida, and Lyre take refuge inside, while Brook, Ralph, and Deadeye, and Lorantis take cover under gathered leaves until the rain passes. As they wait, Brook recalls memories of surviving in the wild during his travels with Scales as a human, and begins to fondly share those stories to pass the time. Soon, night begins to fall, and the party falls asleep to the sound of rainfall. The next morning, the party has a quick breakfast of berries gathered by Lorantis, and Lorantis asks the party to confirm what their plan for the day was. Brook asks if Rida still feels confident enough with teleporting games back to Savantown, and they nod. The team organizes their gathered items and sorts them into items to be delivered to Bangoro, or their base of operations. Rida then begins with transporting the items back, along with Lorantis, for their safety. While the rest of the team makes their way out of the mesa, as they reach the ground, Rida looks around for the tree they and Ralph had tried to investigate on the way up, and locate the shiny thing that had piqued their curiosity. The item turns out to be a leather case bound together with pieces of rusted iron, which, when opened, contains a set of tattered bandanas and guild badges of unfamiliar make. Upon further examination, Rida can discern the names of the badges: Cow, Torque, and Cypress. Intrigued over what they could mean, Rida shows them to the rest of the team as they reach the bottom. The fact the first name is strikingly familiar to Calamanthis's intrigues the others as well, but the team decide not to go back up and pry into their history so soon, and resume their traveling, now set on aiming to track down Team Gallant. As the party moves west from the mesa, they pass through the area the map in the gallantry labeled Heatwave Sands. True to its name, the desert area is incredibly hot, which especially bothers Deadeye, Brook, and Tucker. In an attempt to cool them off, Brook decides to test the dance he saw the Oricorio do, using Rain Dance to summon a small rain cloud. However, the rain only covers a very small area, and only for a brief time, even if it provides some brief relief for the team. Worrying about the potential risks further heat exposure will do after seeing Brook copy a dance he saw some birds do, Rida suggests they could try and push themselves to teleport the team as far across the desert as they could possibly manage. Deadeye helps direct Rida which direction to go after each teleport, and, between warps, the team notices intriguing spires producing from traditional word salad. The team notices intriguing spires protruding from the desert sands every now and again. Eventually, exhaustion begins to set in, and Rida starts to struggle to maintain consciousness. During one break, to let Rida compose themselves, Ralph notices something green in the sky and points it out to the rest of the team. You conclude that it may be a flygon that lives in the sands. Rida attempts to teleport again. The next warp causes the party to stumble as they appear on a slope between two towering dunes. Aiming to try and shield the party from the sun, Ralph suddenly thinks to try levitating some of the nearby sand using Psychic to form an umbrella. And Brook assists him by dampening the sand, so that it begins to clump together. As the party continues to be teleported further, Tucker begins to smell what smelled like a water source in the distance, and looks in the direction of the scent to determine where it was originating from as they continue to move. Eventually, he sees greenery in the distance, and asks if a mirage would cause both his sight and smell to be playing tricks on him as he points the party towards it. When Brook and Ralph look towards it, They think they also see the greenery Tucker is mentioning, though it was uncertain whether it was their own minds tricking them now that Tucker mentioned it. Radis teleporting brings them progressively closer and closer to the greenery. The party is able to discern what looks like an oasis, and, across the horizon, it looks to be the edge of the desert. Brooke attempts to help everyone cool off with one more attempt at rain dance. The adrenaline helping him manage to create a somewhat more potent rain cloud than before to give everyone the reprieve they hoped for. Everyone relishes the cooling and damp air, and looks toward the oasis with refreshed minds to confirm that it truly does seem to be real. And so the party presses on into the oasis to rest, seeing a small but appreciated lake, a collection of plants, and a group of desert Pokemon, also refreshing themselves with what little water there is.
And there we are. Our current situation. Well crossed through the desert, but not done with it yet. And a bit hot.
Indeed.
Before we fully begin, there's two things I'd like to do. One of them is real quick. I just wanted to share one bit of fan art, and I didn't want to wait for the the intro to happen first because this doesn't directly involve our game, but also it kind of does. Oh my goodness, that's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about that, Tubby. It's all right. You're good. Your stuff's here. It's okay. I just moved 4 of your cards. It's all good. We're all good. Anyways, I just want to share this. This artwork is for Valtoria, which is a browser PMD game you can play for free. It's right here. I'll put a link to. Kyrio did this awesome art for the game because there's going to be a quest involving Team Cheer. So, fun little thing. If you are interested, I figured I'd mention it. It was definitely relevant. So basically, Valtoria will later on. It hasn't done that update yet, but later on we'll have a Team Cheer quest. So, yeah. Just wanted to mention that. Uh-huh.
Super amazing art, as always, Kyrio. It is always a delight seeing your work, and also hearing your voice.
And the other thing was, well, I'm going to hand it over to you one more time, Kyrio, if you don't mind, but, your cards, you can talk about them for the video now if you want.
Some in the audience may already be aware of these cards, as I'm sure some of you have watched or were direct live audience of a short shot that I've been running. At this point, it's a mini campaign, but hey, only a mini campaign because it's probably one session more than I anticipated. I'm getting better at estimating. It's my mistake for setting it in a city. I always do that. However, I have created an Oracle deck for the Scar system that is mainly used in games over in ZGF. They are not complete. I don't have proper art for them, but I do have a backing for them that I made. I don't know if I will make art for them myself, but they seem to still function just fine, and I appreciate the deck for functioning in its incomplete state. So, today I suppose I'll do a reading for our game. And I require from each player, and I believe I should I move the deck? No, it would be easier to see the deck over here. I require each player to draw a card.
Okay. How about this? We'll do it left to right. For table, Tubby, Kyrio, me, Hydra are left to right. So we'll just put it to the right here.
Like so.
Okay, Tubby drew one.
How appropriate.
Journey. Kyrio's drawn.
Very appropriate.
Rapacious flood. I don't know what rapacious means, but I can tell that's card's appropriate. Okay.
All right.
And then... boop. Legend.
Ah. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, there,
The
you
sphere
hit,
is
you hit
taking
the,
the card.
the sphere.
Yeah, just-
just put it down.
I'll just put it down here.
Bramble Thicket.
Bramble thicket.
Oh.
Remember the card that you have drawn.
This one.
These are the cards that influence most and represent your characters.
Okay. I'll just make a little note next to my little note card I have.
Just everybody write that down.
And
Why
now,
is it card green? Because I'm actually made him DM color, which is black. I was trying to promote him and I messed up.
no, it's fine. It gave me the power to do this. Now then, let's see what the start, middle, and end of this session have in store for you. Interesting. Both of the fire cards. Very interesting indeed.
In the middle of a desert, I guess that makes sense. Oh no, we're not leaving the desert for a while. That's what this is saying.
Well, let me pull up the
Not on my
document.
watch.
Kindling passions and open mind for anybody that can't read that or something. In that order.
The beginning of your journey today is the kindling. The kindling represents sacrifices and painful choices, often made by and toward oneself. It is destruction that threatens to burn all one is to ash. One must be wary in their interactions with others, lest you give up more than you have. The Passions is a card of relationships in their many forms and how they motivate our lives. When our burdens are shared, we can uplift each other and stoke our internal fires. Sometimes, all it takes is to reach out a hand to remember all of us are more than our scars. And finally, the open mind represents knowledge and its influx from the surrounding world. It asks one to be willing to change their perspective on what they think they know. And while this openness is conducive to learning new things, it also means one is vulnerable, both to misinformation and becoming misguided, should one approach a subject without due scrutiny.
Interesting. So that's how this
Very
works.
interesting. I did not expect them to be so kind.
Huh. The first one sounded rather ominous, but... Oh.
Well, there are two aspects to each affinity. Technically, some are more overtly positive and negative than others. But many of them are not so black and white. So, we now begin with Team Cheer at the Oasis. Here you rest and recuperate. The sun begins to drag lower in the sky. And as Deadeye will not happily but at least factually inform you. If you stay in a desert at night, you should expect to be freezing.
Oh, yeah.
You can choose to push ahead to the desert's edge and beyond, but it will likely be dark by then, assuming that Rida cannot simply teleport you there, exhausted as they are.
Like, Ralph would give a nod at that. He's right. As soon as it's dark, it's going to be freezing. I say we take advantage of the short window of time where the temperature is going down, but not at rock bottom, and push ahead like now.
Tucker will nod and agreeably say, yeah, that makes sense. There's not really a lot of shelter around here anyways, either from sun or cold.
Also, I'd like to point out the note card in front of your sheet, Tucker. I think that was something you wanted to do next session.
Yeah, I did remember. Though for rushing, it may not be... Well, may still be viable. It's still pretty hot right now. And also, I'll point Tubby to my card, because it involves...
Yeah.
You may remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember?
Well, did anybody else have anything to say?
I'm waiting for a books line.
Okay. That is fair. I did not notice the typing. Weirdly, the prompt only showed up when you mentioned it.
Because at this point, Right is kind of at the whims of whatever the party wants to do.
True. But yeah, Tucker will mention their idea, but once we see what the leader wants to do.
If we do wait out here, though, I do think Tucker and Ralph would be fine, considering how much fur and heft Ralph is packing. So, they'll be fine. The rest of us,
Yeah.
I'd have to lay down and sandwich the less insulated members between us, and then use Tucker as a blanket. And a sort of human or Pokemon style.
You think it won't be bad as Mount Shiver. Desert at night. We'll keep moving for now. You can see the edge, but that doesn't mean it's close, though, Burke says. Raz should piggyback on Tucker for now, and rest as much as they can.
Tucker gives a nod.
Understood.
Liar nods in agreement, and nudges Rida, just to make sure they know that they shouldn't try to push themselves anyway.
Damn, how'd you know I was thinking about doing it one more time?
Because it's Rida. And at this point, Liar knows what Rida's like. So, if you're going to make the umbrella, by the way, could Ralph and Tucker together please give me smart survival logic rolls?
Okay, and I'll do an action after that roll. Smart survival logic. Because I actually haven't brought it up yet, but I will bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Not a bad roll. Oh, okay,
Nice.
those are pretty good rolls, I'd say. Okay, then I know what I'm gonna say. As Rita is being helped onto Tucker's back, Tucker kind of just idly views the palm trees in the area with their big old fronds and has a thought and expresses, looking towards Ralph, Ralph, do you think that maybe those palm fronds could be a good shade? Maybe if... And after Rita does get on his back, he's going to reach into his bag and pull out the net snare that he's had since he bought it from that one guy, but hasn't used at all. Maybe we could tie some fronds together and make sort of an umbrella?
My eyes will kind of light up. Oh, yes, actually, that's good. And if we put some twigs in between and then put, like, yes, like so, and like, I feel like with that roll, his mind immediately pieces together a simple, clever design that will hold up quite well.
Tucker looks pretty satisfied that his idea seems to have some weight and immediately gives Ralph the net snare to do with as he pleases, because he's the one with hands. And also,
Yes.
probably engineering background to do it.
Yeah, even if Ralph isn't specifically trained in certain fields, he's like just the most generally intelligent and book smart. Well,
It doesn't take much figuring out, Ralph. I mean, you can
Yeah.
figure out a crossbow and a gun. I mean, an
Yeah.
umbrella's basic. At this
yeah, it's
point.
pretty basic. There's that, and it's even it's it's basically just a parasol made of leaves and stuff. Easy peasy. And
I think it's a
little
big enough.
animal.
I think it was a big enough net snare to catch like a fairly big Pokemon too. So plenty of netting to wrap everything together with.
Yeah. Maybe we just
Could that was a
do
could.
the little crafting dust cloud. Ding.
Ralph, I'll say that with those lovely rolls, technically you don't need the net to make the umbrella. You could probably finagle something with the materials here. But using the net certainly makes the process easier for a framework. So you not only have this nice parasol, but also you have rigged it up so that it can open and close.
Ooh, nice.
Usually the net snare probably just speeds this up too, which is kind of important for what we do.
Yeah, speed.
Here, so.
I will
Oh,
say,
man.
you have it on you, don't you? Oh, you don't have the spear anymore. I thought you had a spear.
Is that a base?
Oh, it might be a base. Never mind.
Oh no, the spear got broken in half during the one fight.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My apologies.
Yeah. Which was so cool. God, it was so cool. I'm like, I'm gonna use the spear, and I was like low-key thinking, I hope I get a cool epic sword versus spear moment, and like I totally did.
You sure did. All right. Well, okay. So no using spear is part of it. So no umbrella spear. Such are the sacrifices we make.
If the net snare is basically consumed for this umbrella, that's fine. But if it can retrieve later, then Tucker will retrieve it later. Because I imagine the palm fronds will last forever, and it's kind of a disposable item.
Well, it depends on certain factors. Because, yeah, the palm fronds won't last forever, but sometimes they could be treated right.
Oh, yeah, I
But
guess you
at least the
could-
framework is there.
Yeah. So if we just decide we want to keep a permanent umbrella, that's fine if the net snare is dedicated to that. Wouldn't say it's useless to have on hand. Especially if you could fold it, because that makes it a lot easier to travel with.
Indeed, nice and compact for when we reach our destination, and it will prevent our local workaholic from dying of heat stroke, hopefully.
Thank you, Merle. Hello there.
There you go, firmly grasp it.
He.
But yes, the umbrella at the very least should provide ample amounts of shade for those who are underneath it.
Good, good. And also, even though the water was brackish, I will note that Tucker did drink it. It's not super brackish. It's still a watering hole, but yeah, it's not the clearest water, but still. Hydrate is important.
I mean, the wild Pokemon are, well, wild, the ferals are drinking just fine.
There's no specific reason why I think this should make me sick. And I think Brooke did a big ol' swim in it, so hopefully he's well hydrated now. But yeah, Tucker will assist how possible with the umbrella, but mostly just watch Ralph work while keeping Ryda under the shade with him. But once Ralph looks finished with the umbrella, Tucker picks himself up, figuring that they're probably going to hurry.
Yeah.
Ralph out here making a parachute mechanism out of sticks and palm tree bits, like the professor at Gilligan's Island.
Oh, man. In a Gilligan's Island, I would be both the professor and Gilligan, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would. Well then. Your goal, or at the very least the end of the desert, is in sight. So unless anyone else had something more to add or to do in the Oasis, we may continue.
All good here.
Yep. Maybe I should make an item card for Ralph. Let's just... There.
Liar, by the way, has attempted to present Deadeye with a few palm fronds. Deadeye, however, has no idea what Liar wants them to do with these, and so does not take them. Oh. Fancy item card.
Yeah, put them together. Yeah, there you go, Ralph. You have a little thing. Yeah, the arrows. I saw that too.
I forgot about those. Well, if there are no further comments or things to be done, everyone may go ahead and give me I believe it is tough survival athletic checks.
Okay. Oh, Brooke.
Hey,
Brooke didn't soak
Ugh.
long enough, I think.
Well, Brooke, luckily you're fine because you did soak.
Oof.
Ooh,
Ralph is
I'm
luckily...
feeling it.
Ralph needed that umbrella.
Yeah, I will say that Brooke and Ralph are feeling it. In spite of the teleporting, y'all have been traveling for most of the day. You barely even stopped to eat at the Oasis. It was mostly just rest, oh my gosh, water, shade.
Just enough to pull off the body cord before just warming it right back up again.
Very well. So you all are trudging along, and you are of the understanding that your pace is slow. The sand itself and its dunes are not helping your progress, though they are much less uneven now that you are nearing the edge of the desert. And as luck would have it, a majority of desert threats don't seem to like living near the edge of the desert. You reach the edge of the sands just as the sun starts to redden as it dips in the sky. Not quite sunset yet, but late enough that light has begun to just start to wane.
As they reach the edge, or get closer enough to it to start looking past the desert, Tucker will try to do some sort of vision check to see what's past the edge, what they're going to be going into.
Well, in that case...
Wow, there's still decent light for this.
Indeed. Which... Oh, hey, there's that line. When everyone can manage it, please give me insight survival alert checks to see if you can spot anything particular on the horizon.
Nice.
Alrighty.
That's
You said
alright.
what, Logic?
Not bad.
No, I said insight survival alert.
Insight survival alert. Oh, okay.
He's
Observe.
trying to sneak in his 5 dice logic.
No, I legit didn't hear something.
Oh, it's okay. I just think it's funny because it seems like it.
There we go. I mean, this dice is also quite. This
nice.
roll is also quite good for me.
Also, Brooke is having a bit of a time with the dice.
Brooke is too busy handling the heat and the tired. Ryda is too busy being flopped over Tucker.
It makes sense.
If I didn't remember crossing a desert in Unova, Brooke grumbles to himself. I remember why I swore I would never do it again.
Let's see.
In fairness, most Pokemon are not suited to that environment. Deadeye looking mildly more annoyed than usual. Almost like Heliolists are supposed to be desert Pokemon, but he can't.
Yeah, that might... I wonder if that hits his ego a little bit.
It's an inconvenience is what it is.
Yeah. Welcome back, Hydra.
Oh, welcome back, Hydra.
Now I
Did
have
miss
to...
anything?
Brookcat... oh wait, you were there for that. Not much. Just a line from Brook.
Yep, about them swearing they'd never do deserts again, and they just did.
Which is a curious line. I wonder if Brook has been sightseeing Relic Castle. Which happens to be in the desert region of Unova.
Now that you're out of the sands, we can swap music to locales 5.
Okay.
But I should say for Ruff and Tucker, while Brooke is composing their reply to Deadeye, I assume, you two are able to spot as you look along the peninsula. In the distance, there's some sort of structure, something that stands tall. In the dimming light, it looks gray, like it's made of stone. And sprawling around it are smaller things that rise up, and you realize that the peninsula is, well, not entirely flat. It's relatively so. And in fact, the most distant portions rise up much higher, creating sheer cliff faces.
Is the environment, I assume it's greener than the desert, but I'm gonna guess not super lush, since it's kind of flat?
It's not super lush. Like, you're not seeing any, say, forests along the way, perhaps, but it does have some plant life, or at least what looks like it.
I'm getting more plains filling for this.
More like that, yes. But more importantly, much closer, is something that looks more recent. Something made of wood and rock, or maybe even mud, dredged up and built. A wall of some description that seems to span the breadth. Here, I'll draw it. Oh, how do I do the thing again? It's in settings, isn't it? Options.
I forget what the thing is. I think I just normally draw. Can you draw on the map? I can't. Yeah, you can draw on the map. Yeah.
Yeah, you can draw on it.
Oh, the size. Change the size of it. It's the plus and minus keys, right?
Oh,
I might be wrong, actually.
there it is.
I just changed my
the
camera.
entire fucking peninsula.
Oh, yes.
Ah.
Oh, yes. It is wide. It is a work.
So they spent some time. It may be a bit crude, but somebody spent some time on that.
It is quite crude, and it's not exactly a solid wall, perhaps, but much of it is barricades, but y'all can't see that quite yet. It looks like a wall. But Burke responds to Deadeye. It was at the time, but didn't do much better. Burke chuckles at Deadeye's remark. We were supposed to be an adaptable species. Well, Pokemon are known for being adaptive as well. It's just that some of us are not terribly suited for each other's environments. His eye narrows as he squints just a bit, looking out. What in Giratina's name is that? Honestly, be less work on like the other peninsula portion of this place, like further up northeast. Be much smaller.
Tucker, who has been inspecting this large wall for a while, responds with, I'm not really sure, but it seems to just span the whole way. I don't think I see the end of it.
Pop, I was eating rich. Look, I have a snack set up for myself, okay?
That's a good idea. Energy.
Looks like someone set up a border wall to keep people out, or maybe keep them in. There has been talk of a plague, hasn't there? It wouldn't surprise me if someone set this up to keep people from leaving.
I was wondering how serious this sickness was. If this is what's it called again? Quarantine? Well, then maybe this is really serious after all.
I know what you actually said, but part of me thought that Tucker might call it a quarantine wall.
Oh.
Indeed. We may not be allowed to leave once we go through for quite some time. We better be just mentally prepared for that, okay? Like we might go have contact and then they might tell us, okay, thanks for helping, but like, yeah, you guys can't leave now.
I mean, if they even let us in. Is it possible to see, like, a entrance or a gate or anything?
Not from this distance, you would need to get closer. But that begs the question, do you want to at this hour?
Is there anywhere... I guess I'll ask since I have had a pretty good vision check. Is there anywhere not directly up against the wall that is still outside the desert and looks like a good place for some coverage for night?
There is a small copse of trees off to the side, closer to one of the somewhat rocky edges of the peninsula. It wouldn't take you long to get there. The shore doesn't look terribly pleasant to be around, given all the stones and uneven terrain, but the trees will probably offer ample cover.
Did you say this was one of those places where the shore is kind of down below with high cliffs? Or does it more slope?
It's sloped around here. It becomes like sheer cliffs the further you go.
I see. That's also important for considering in and out and stuff. In that case, this wall is particularly fortified.
Yep.
You can't just swim around it.
Well, it would have been much easier for them if, the settlement were just, up at the very end where there's that little fiddly bit they could create a barrier around. But no, that's not where the settlement is. The settlement's bigger than that.
I'm just gonna, if I ever visit Peninsula, I'm gonna be saying, "Oh, this is the fiddly bit."
I've been to the fiddly bit of my peninsula.
Arceus.
Kyrio asked, "Can I make a quick retroactive decision that I forgot to do back in town?"
What would that be?
Why did I briefly read that as radioactive decision? That sounds like a bad decision.
Get the hazmat.
I'm
suit.
radioactive.
Randomly Pokemon Uranium reference.
The blue scarf.
Let's see, what was that?
Interesting.
Let me hang on. It's here somewhere. Blue scarf with white pattern. I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess I would just say, can you justify why you would have brought it, basically. But yeah, that sounds fine.
I mean, you could have just asked Ryda to get it from the base.
That's true. Oh yeah, it doesn't have any stats. I was like, what does that do? I don't remember that. And the answer is it doesn't do anything. Okay.
Correct. It's not a garment in the mechanical sense. It's
But
just...
It has a nice pattern on it, though, so it's well made. Where did you get that? I don't remember. It's probably... I assume Brooke got it, because it has a weight pattern.
It is old. It is an old item.
Oh, hello,
The
dear.
very
Another
first thing Brooke bought in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I knew it was old. I didn't realize it was that old. I was going to say first 100 episodes old. No, it's older than that. It's like the first 15 episodes old.
Aw.
Damn.
Sentimental then.
When you first met Kakuna.
Yeah.
The shopkeeper. You have to admire the hustle if you're literally in a cocoon, but you're still like, I'm gonna keep this shop.
But yeah, you can have that with you.
I can imagine it being good for covering your muzzle to avoid intaking air or,
Oh yeah, that would be a good reason why it would have been brought retrospectively at the beginning, yeah. Just in case.
Let's try to be careful in there and not get too close to anyone. If you start feeling bad, let Liar know, Brooke says, pulling a blue scarf out and wrapping it around his snout. I take it this means you all are going to approach the barricade.
The leader has spoken. It will be done.
Indeed, we will act as a unit.
Tucker notices what Brooke is doing and realizes that's pretty smart. I think Tucker's willing to take a debuff for the same ability. I'm gonna remove the triangle scarf. Or should I take off the pink scarf? To use
You're
as a
still
face
technically
covering.
wearing it. You're just putting it over your face.
If you okay, D&D's type games don't usually come up with this question, but does my face mask give me plus protection? I don't know.
You don't know.
I guess I'd have to find out. But we're
Also,
gonna
it'd be funny if you wore the triangle scarf because, you know, the triangle scarf.
Oh, it's for
gives
that
you...
for Feglu, so.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
actually, that's a smart one to do because not only is maybe it would still work because it's right on the snoot.
It would still work either way. You're still wearing it.
That's fair. But even if it didn't work, we're going into a town. I don't intend to bite a bunch of people, especially if they're sick. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna be switching it to. I'm gonna probably ask Brooke to help me with putting it on. Help, yeah, since you know. So Tucker will say, actually, yeah, it's probably a good idea if we all cover our faces if we can. And then we'll ask if Brooke can help with the scarf.
I will say, unless you specifically have a face, a facial garment that would have to be removed or replaced with whatever you're using to cover your faces, you don't need to remove a garment.
Okay, Brooke obliges.
Unless you are actually using something that has an ability that would override you having another garment.
Right,
Which
that makes
I don't think
sense.
anyone does.
Tucker might also offer his other scarf for somebody else if they wish to wear it for the same reason. So basically, if Ryda or Ralph want it.
I'd imagine, because of Ryda's normal outfit, has sort of this loose bit of fabric that coils around their arm, they could move that to put it around their mouth instead.
You also have the Cloudfather sash.
I do.
That's true.
So either way, that works.
Yeah.
Is Ralph doing anything to cover their mouth?
Ralph eats poison. He'll be fine.
I mean, Ralph has to eat meat raw, so...
Yeah, there's that. And as a matter of fact, I'm not sure that's come up yet, because, like, I haven't had meat again. I've had, like, other cooked foods, but I haven't had meat again yet since I put the thing on.
I will say, it would have probably come up any time that the party went hunting and brought meat back. Ralph probably would have just either not eaten it or eaten it raw. Because the moment they started cooking it, the moment they started cooking it, it would be unpalatable to you.
I didn't know Ralph had to eat raw meat.
Yeah, as long as I'm wearing the Gloomy Wood necklace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it just hasn't been a major focus yet.
Which,
have you eaten any gems? I don't remember if you have.
Yeah, you can also eat minerals and gems if you want.
Gemster would be proud.
I will say that I don't know when next you will fight ghosts, so if you decided to take it off, I would not blame you.
Yeah.
Because it's not cursed such that you cannot remove it.
By the way, since it doesn't look like Ralph actually has something that is a sufficient face covering that would be a little bit of protection, so yeah, Tucker's totally willing to give up temporarily their pink scarf if Ralph wants to have face covering.
Yeah, he looks doubtful, like he knows a little bit more about this than but it's like, yeah, it's better than nothing, and he'll put it on.
Okay, I'm gonna just actually give you the card since it's gonna be in your possession. If we get separated or such, that'll help me remember that, like, I don't have access to that right now. And I also note that I have lost one defense, special defense acute. I'll just put a little marker for that.
Hey, I'll put it over next.
Well, you have the yellow marker.
Right. So I guess I'll just put it on. Yeah, I'll just put it over here so I remember it's for that, but also that's not on the sheet anymore. Yeah. So that would just be one less special defense. So I'd be 4, I think. Alright.
Ralph, did you want the effect of the scarf while you've got it on?
You can have it if you want.
Yeah, this would be a good time for me to work out that the pendant does the thing, because I don't think I ever sufficiently investigated that in character.
I'm realizing out of character, I may have had Mawile make things like bacon around you, and we just completely overlooked the pendant because we forgot what it did.
Yeah.
I was really just take it off
Oops.
a little bit here and there or something.
I mean, that's true. I don't expect any of you to be fully equipped all the time, so maybe.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier, which means it would go unnoticed for even longer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just occasionally Ralph being like, I don't know why, but this cooked meat makes me feel sick when I smell it.
Hold on, maybe I just need to wash up, and I take off my garments to wash up, and like, I feel better now. I guess that was it.
By the way, how do you resize the pencil? Because I actually forgot.
Oh, it is the plus and minus.
Okay, I think maybe Charm changed the controls around. So let's see here. The scale down and scale up. I think. All right, well that's
You
weird.
can also right-click it and scale it up and down.
We can.
Oh, you're using the pencil, right?
I'm just trying to point a little arrow towards the right thing, so I remember what I'm doing when I put the script back. But the pigtail is too big right now, so if somebody could just point an arrow from the yellow dot to the 5 specifically, that'd be great.
The yellow dot to the 5.
Yeah, because it's fully for one value, not both.
Oh.
That's why I needed an arrow pointing to the 5. That'll do.
There you go.
Could also put... Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So you all are approaching the barricade. I am confirming for the final time.
Yes.
Yep, everybody's face masked up.
Okay. All right. We can music change again. Well, Kyrio, there is I did mention a copse of trees because Tucker was looking for someplace that y'all could rest. But I mean, decisions have been made, so...
Oh well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's leader decision though, so...
Also, it means dealing with this first. So, events 2, number 31.
Okay. You could argue that getting into town before dark might be wise anyways. So, let's see how it goes. Events 231. Okay.
As
I
you
was-
approach...
Okay. Oh, it's okay. I was just checking.
Ferras, what about Deadeye? Deadeye has his own, thank you. He has his own garments and things. He's fine. Also, he's got his poncho. He can just, like, pull his poncho up.
And Liar hopefully is immune, but we'll see, I guess.
Not that Deadeye is actually doing that. He doesn't think there's going to be any point, but...
Since everybody else is.
As you approach the barricade, it becomes more and more apparent that it's much less a sizable wall, so much as it is a fortified fence work with a gate. And as you approach, you notice smaller Pokemon running to and fro. And as you will continue to observe and approach, you realize they're not doing this at random. They are patrolling. The only ones running to and fro are individuals and small platoons of 3. And I'm sure that someone will correct me and say that platoons are not of 3, which is fine. Troops, whatever.
Oh. Oh, it's not platoons that are of 3. It's threes. Right.
Anyway, that seem to be coming and going along the northern and sort of southern edges of things. It seems they are doing their best to avoid going across the desert. These Pokemon you recognize as ones that have been elsewhere on the continent. Pawniards. And standing at the gate is a familiar Bisharp and the black carapace of their lieutenant. Given the rather open nature of the land ahead of the barricade, they seem to have seen you coming a long way off. And so Benkei stands there at the gate, arms crossed. The gate is shut, and they have a number of his Pawniard troops standing there with him, their Sizor lieutenant at his side. Also, thank you, Fair, for that clarification. Platoons are 10. It has been an age since you've seen Benkei.
And for some of us, the first time.
Indeed. For some of you, the first time.
Trying to find Luke's. I don't think they have a name. Let's see. I think it'd be faster if I just grab the bait. What gen? What gen is Pawniard?
Oh, I thought we had Pawniards. Maybe they got all deleted. I think Pawniards are Gen 5?
Okay. And also, they may be in the bag, but I think if so, they have like they're just randomly a number, so I can't find them.
Because I feel like you fought them before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did, but at least if I just get them out of the bag, then they'll have a name and they'll be searchable later, so that's better. At least they should. There we go, yeah.
Oh, platoons are 3 to 4 squads. So I recall the 3, right? But the squads is variable. Okay.
I think it's... Yep. I want to say it's that into that? Yeah, that's right.
So tiny.
There we go. Let's make sure to save this guy when we're done with him.
Schmo. He's a blueberry.
Oh yeah, he's a blueberry. Okay. I'm not sure I'll pick there again. I assume like right at height. There we go. There you go, Kirk. For FYI, there is a Brooklyn coming. So, yeah, looks like we didn't actually have a poniard in here. Okay. But we do have 2 Bergmites, so... So, I assume... So they're all on top of the fortification? Benkai and Grimping?
They are in front of the fortification.
In front of it, okay.
And I should note that there are layers of sharpened barricades around, scattered ahead and about of this fence of coupled together wood, mud, and rock. The gate being the most advanced structure, mostly because it apparently has hinges.
I see. Just double checking. I wasn't sure if it was possible, to stand on top of this. Which is only relevant in the sense that it's a vantage point.
I mean, you can. Yes, it's possible.
Okay.
And in fact, there is a poniard scout atop the gate looking around, as it's the tallest portion of the fence. I should note there are also pits at the base of the fence that have spikes in them, sharpened stakes.
Wow. Taking this real seriously. And how tall is the barricade? Now that we're closer, and probably can kind of eyeball that.
The barricade is relatively tall, but when I say fence, I do mean fence.
Mm-hmm.
It comes up to perhaps a bit above waist height for both Ralph and Brooke.
Okay.
At most, shoulder height for Benkei. So it's fairly tall, but anyone with sufficient wherewithal could probably climb over it.
Okay. Palisades. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, palisade. I'm looking it up now.
Brooke will stop a medium distance away, signaling everyone to stop behind him. And he'll shout. "Greetings, Sir Knight. Your team cheer of the Pioneers. We've traveled quite far. We request entry into this settlement." Benkei seems to nod in regard to your request. "How unfortunate that we must turn you away. Leave, lest we bar you within. The plague that spreads here cannot be allowed free."
So, how many poniards can currently be seen, by the way? You mentioned groups of 3.
Yes, coming and going. small squads or troops, if you would call them that. But around the barricade, no fewer than 20, 30. It's hard to tell with their movements. And those that are always going about their patrols are in pairs of 2 to 4.
So in summary, quite a few. They have quite the troop. That's not too surprising considering we've bumped into them here and there. As Brooke has this leader-to-leader conversation, Tucker will just kind of wordlessly check on Ryder to see how they're doing.
Ryder just sort of looks towards Tucker and gives like a nod that they're doing better. Can't say they'll be teleporting very much anytime soon, but they're doing not on the brink of collapse.
Good. Tucker is glad to see that they don't look quite as winded as they did when first leaving the Oasis. Spellpunk asks, what about Team Gallantry? That is the question, really. Maybe a question that Brooke will bring up.
It's like, I want to bluff. Say I'm an alchemist here to cure them, because it's technically, I do have alchemy. I have the notes to prove it.
Okay, I don't know about the cure part, though.
I mean, do have an anti-venom, so I can make cures to an extent.
I don't think poison spreads like a pandemic. No.
Shh, they don't need to think that far into it. Just still half-truths, and kinda makes sense, you know?
There is some stuff that we could use to get entry, perhaps without too much conflict. There's also, of course, liar as well could be brought up.
Except you don't know that what liar can do can cure them or not.
Not exactly, but it's just about as strong an argument as I have alchemy skills and not mentioning exactly what they are.
We understand that, Brooke says. We have been tasked to discover more about this sickness, perhaps even help if we can, but also to locate another team that came this way previously. We're here to say until you deem it safe to leave. Then you stay until your final breath. They sweep an arm out to the side. None who enter will leave, not until the plague is cured. And thus far, no apothecary to enter has managed.
You haven't met Ryder. No, they're probably not the type to actually cure a disease, but they can cause one.
The Sizar speaks up, sneering at the lot of you. Oh, they're talking about the trio of felines that came by. What was it, over a month ago? We haven't seen them since. Better to turn around. Your friends are probably dead.
Tucker notably perks up when the cats are mentioned. And he gets a sneer on his face and wants to growl, but feels like he shouldn't escalate the situation, so he doesn't.
Ralph thinks that, they're too obnoxious. That death wouldn't turn around its gate.
Obnoxious, please. Gallant barged in before we were even done with the barrier.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We haven't seen him either. That is enough, Grimfang. What? They want the truth, they snap their pincers, and we give it to them. If they're still too stupid to turn away, then we turn them away by force.
Something does come to mind, but it's not something I wish to do with an audience of non-team members. So,
There is something Tucker might say, but not while the leader is still talking. Especially not during a situation that involves diplomacy.
Ralph's just, yeah, now they're too annoying for the story to allow them to die.
Also, I'll just note a little
Benkei is
action on the
knight,
side.
right?
Oh, what's that?
So Benkei's a knight, right?
Yeah.
Benkei is a knight. Benkei is a highly pragmatic knight, unlike Sir Cheval.
Yeah, he's like, screw the showmanship and the bullshit and the
Sir Cheval
formalities.
Sir Cheval is very specifically a chivalric knight, or what was it? A knight of bombast, one of the two.
Yeah.
Whereas Benkei is very much not that.
Benkei's like no show. Yeah, like the showmanship unnecessary, the formalities unnecessary, results.
Yes,
That's it.
They're pragmatic.
Benkei
I
seems a bit
believe-
harsh, but not really evil or anything. Just, yeah.
I forget what I specifically named the orders. I believe Benkei falls under honor because I don't think he's a knight in shadow. He's too out in the open for that.
Mm-hmm. Grimfang, on the other hand, is not very cool.
Not very cool.
Also, there's a little side RP thing. Ryder sees Tucker's frustration, places a hand on his shoulder. The mightiness slumps for a moment, appreciating it. He still looks very angry.
I wonder if Benkei serves anyone, or is he just one of those knights that roam and does his own thing, and people just follow him?
Well, he's over here in the continent, so he's either serving someone's orders, or he is doing this as a knight errant, much like Cheval is.
And also, for a little bit of context, Tucker's not happy to hear that not only are they keeping, like, the other teams and, like, Kitty Team Mischief, right? But also, they're not keeping track of them, even.
There's a good reason why they have the barricade.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke holds up a hand. I don't want to fight. You can turn away for now, and shelter for the night if you insist on keeping us out. Even with us accepting we may never leave, but we have our mission, and we will return to request again. Brooke, go ahead and give me, you may pick whichever social skill you want, but give me contest etiquette.
Snap, snap, snap. Brooke, a master of words. Sometimes.
No, they aren't. You did. I think you really, think really well. The dice are like, nah.
Ooh, my teeth heated up.
Oh,
I think you forgot to add bravado dice to that, Brooke. You should add 2 more dice to that, Brooke.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
another
at least a 4.
one.
Benkei pauses, bringing one hand to his chin as he considers this. Grimfang, of course, looks annoyed, sending a scowl your way, turning up his chin. He looks over to Grimfang after a few moments. Bring a table. What? You're not seriously going to entertain this discourse. It is unwise to have your guests left standing. Bring a table, Grimfang. The Sizor's wings hum as they flutter in agitation. He shoots another glare your way, and then flies off at high speed, sending a couple of poniards toppling, along with a small dust cloud up. There is no point in you keeping distance, nor in those frivolous masks you're wearing. Come, let us discuss.
another reason it's good not to get all lippy and actually try to discuss this is that, like it or not, these guys, if you like them or not, they have the most information on what's happening, probably. It would be good if they told us. As doom and gloom as they are about this sickness, they probably know more than we do.
And dude.
For instance, it would be interesting to know why they're so doom and gloom about it. But hello, Chris.
I mean, probably considering the fact that it's lasted so long is why they're kind of like, it's a lost cause. We just gotta wait for them to all die.
Yeah, how long has it been now? It's been over a month, but I don't know exactly that this outbreak has existed. You like the Bishop? Honestly, I thought the Bishop was a little bit more, initially I thought he was going to be a bit more of a mean character, but it seems like it's more just his lieutenant.
I think it was because he respects Brooke, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed very adamant, like, oh yeah, you can go in, but you're never leaving, as like a sarcastic comment, and then when we're like, but actually we're going to keep going and persisting.
Oh, no, he was not being sarcastic about that.
Oh.
He was being absolutely serious the entire time. I'm sorry if it came off as sarcastic.
I figured it was serious. I feel like he's the sort to say exactly what he means.
No, for those who have forgotten what Benkei is like, Benkei is the sort of character where you look at their what they are doing on the surface, and absolutely, they probably look like a villainous sort of character, and they will absolutely tell you straight up whatever the heck it is they are doing. They are pragmatic, and if they do not have a solution to whatever problem it is that they are facing, they will do whatever it is they can do and proceed onward after.
Very much a no regrets sort of moving forward style. Decisive.
At this stance, he is absolutely doing what he needs to do. 100% pragmatic characters can be super frightening because they are willing to do what other people would not. But they get results.
Honestly, what fits pretty well for his typing. Dark Still.
This typing is scary to me.
I
I can't do nothing.
didn't even think about that, you're right. Little scary for Ralph, too, in that case.
Even my scythe is not as great because it's poison type.
Do I get any benefits over? I don't think I do.
Well, you don't want to have a practice match against Ben K?
Maybe. If it comes down to it, sure. But I don't intend on fighting this guy, no. Yet. Who knows? Maybe we'll throw hands when we have to liberate the city or something.
It helps that the lot of you have grown as characters and are a bit more mature than, this guy looks bad and we are going to immediately fight through him to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
Which I half expected y'all to do in some capacity or another.
Yeah, right. That's not the type. Well,
Right, it isn't.
Actually, it depends on the person and the circumstance. They might throw hands immediately.
Right, sorry, Caesar, that's right. Render unto Caesar.
Brooke will pull his scarf off and nod. We appreciate your consideration. Let's go, team. And Brooke will follow Ben K's instruction. I will say that Grimfang does do as their commander commanded, and brings out a wooden table that looks like it was salvaged from somewhere, as well as a couple of poniards pulling up several rudimentary stools. Brooke being level-headed and not going 100% into rash, but totally working out for everyone is great.
Mm-hmm.
Hee hee, I get to make you go counter to your natures.
Serious table. I'm sure they looked at many tables, considering all of their qualities before deciding that this was the most serious table.
Ralph, you look at this table. You look at this table, and it looks like it was once a wagon wheel, but it's got a bunch of planks nailed to it on one side.
Dude, that sounds dope, actually. One of my favorite table types. I know this is going to be a tangent, but I love when people make a table out of like a unrolled like giant wire spoke or giant rope spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The giant spools.
Yeah.
Grimfang, go patrol the other side. See if we have any unwanted guests. This talk may be a short while. The Caesar... God, I hate it. I'm just going to call it Caesar because Caesar is weird to me.
It's like scissor. Snip, snip.
Yes, I know. The Caesar rolls their eyes. Should I get you tea, too? If you set aside your sarcasm, then yes. Shaking their head, the Sizor flies off again. And a number of poniard follow after them through the gate, before the gate is shut. But Benkei will gesture at the seats presented to you all. They're a bit uneven, not super comfortable, but that's not the point of them. But he will sit down at the table. Brooke seats himself directly opposite Benkei. Everybody, by the way, as you're taking your seats, may make a insight survival alert check.
Okay. And Tucker also removes his scarf from his face, and Tubby, if Ralph wants to keep it on, he can have it for now, but if he does remove it, Tucker will take it back.
Indeed.
Why are the dice being so mean to Reddit, Brooke?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm just fine. And I'm just fine. And so is Ralph. Also, Tucker, if anybody pays attention to Tucker, he looks visibly relieved when the Sizer buzzes off. And also kind of respects Mikai for having him buzz off.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got nothing to do with you all. He doesn't care if you're comfy or not.
That's fair.
But yeah, I will, not sitting down yet, but I will take off my scarf, hand it back to, Steve.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I feel less cute.
Oh no, you're less cute now.
Alright.
Alright, my temporary debuff is over. Yay. That was not very long.
I kinda, I kinda nod like, get back to you. Yeah, I figured this would be the case. Typically, covering your face is a good way to keep you from getting other people sick, or it's not so much effective at keeping you from getting sick by others.
So is Ralph gonna put on the curse pendant, or is he gonna put on the Earthshaker pendant? I know Ralph doesn't have any ground moves, but you could probably metronome them.
Yeah, being that I don't,
Puts on Gloomhunger pendant, eats pendant. You don't have to put either of them on either, so.
Yeah, I could see myself putting on the other one just for a change of fashion.
That's
This nice geometric Art Deco pendant with like a brown or amber crystal in it.
I actually
but for now,
I have a question.
But for now, we'll have that. Yeah.
Did you when you mentioned how you didn't think the face card would help because it's more to keep others from getting sick from you, not the other way around? Did you say that out loud? And did Ralph say that out loud?
Yeah, as he was kind of taking it off. That's why I mentioned earlier that Ralph looked skeptical putting it on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to know if you said it out, if Ralph said it out loud or not, because I just think it's perhaps important that you showed some knowledge about sickness around Benkai. I don't know, might be good.
Well, a lot of that is just because I have all my logic. I remembered everything from. So anything that was relatively common knowledge for a human, I have, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And, Benkei doesn't, make a motion of acknowledgement to what Ralph says, but Benkei has noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Get the little Telltale Games notifications. Benkei will remember that.
It's that's random. But yeah, say if this were a poisonous fog or whatever, the face mask would probably be more appropriate, or something that is specifically airborne and needs to be inhaled.
Yeah.
In any case, Tucker and Ralph, because Ryda and Brooke are way too focused on Benkei at the moment, or whatever else they're doing. Deadeye also noticed this, but he isn't saying jack. Conversations are happening. Around the immediate area, just sort of scattered around, most of them are placed up against palisades or on racks. Some are stuck in the ground. There are dozens and dozens of weapons nearby that are not directly in the hands of any pawn. And Ralph and Tucker, you two would vaguely recall Benkei has a very specific title. He is Benkei of the 100 Victories.
Did he get a weapon for each victory? He just kind of brings them around wherever he goes. Like, look at all these things I've collected.
Benkei will fold one hand over the other, resting them on the table, looking directly at Brooke, of course. I can see you will not be dissuaded. You lot have grown strong since last we met. It would be a waste to fight you, even if I have confidence we could repel you.
Plant. Yeah, they make sprays for that. Now I need to have Ryda learn how to make repels.
Also, for the sake of diplomacy and being polite, Tucker will take a seat too. And if Ryda wants to get down at this place, to kind of...
Oh yeah, Ryda has stepped off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been long enough, Ryda, that you can walk on your own just fine.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably strong enough to do that now. Okay, Ryda probably thought they were always strong enough and didn't need help, but
But you do get the feeling, Ryda, that if you try and do long distance group teleports anymore today, it's going to be a strain.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably could have teleported the group past the barricade, but
not tonight.
I wonder if Benkei knows that you might have to teleport.
Maybe.
It is a common psychic ability.
I wonder what they're doing about teleport. That's all.
I mean, if they are stupid enough to not heed the warning and they go past and they try to come back, because teleporting usually requires either knowing location or a line of sight. Well, that's on them.
I guess in that case, it would also be important to note that Ryda is sort of scanning around the area. Just getting a general grasp of where people are located and structurally how things are laid out.
It's highly organized. It seemed chaotic at first as you were approaching. But now that you're up close and you're looking around this barrier that's been erected to keep people in and out, you're noticing that the palisades are spaced very specifically to force anyone trying to get close to weave around them in such a way that the poniards that are small are not hindered by the placement, but anything that would be larger than them would have to weave around them strategically or risk getting poked, prodded, or impaled by the palisades.
Oh, that's smart. Using their small size to their complete benefit.
You will also eventually notice the weapons scattered around, and they are very strategically placed. Anything large, like say there is a warhammer, just sort of sitting there, its head having sank like an inch into the dirt, it's out in the open. Anything larger is out in the open where there is space to use it. Whereas anything smaller, like a blade or a short spear, perhaps, those are either on racks near to each other or resting specifically on palisades.
Wow, are these all here so big I could just use whatever weapon for a situation as he needs?
I'm pretty sure it's for the whole army to use any weapon at any
He-
given time. Just, hey, there's someone over there conveniently. There's a warhammer and also some knives, you know?
Yes
it
and
also
yes.
makes so they don't have to carry it all the time.
The answer is yes.
Okay, so I'm right that he has.
You are both right.
Wow.
You are both right.
That's impressive. His proficiencies then.
There's even some stranger weapons around. There's one that looks like a length of chain that seems to be draped across one palisade, with weights at either end.
Fair is saying that the poniards can't grasp objects, but I don't think we're going off of that rule. Fair.
Well, because the poniards, their arms are real weird. Like, if you see the model, it looks like they just have sleeves, because they're supposed to have, little knife arms. So they can't exactly grasp objects the same way. Technically, yes, they could get something, but their bodies are a more effective weapon than trying to grasp weapons, whereas Benkei can actually be proficient in each and every single one of these things.
Again, really impressive.
If one of them manages to pick something up and make use of it, sure, good. And since Ryda is specifically checking out where everything is, the patrols are very evenly spaced. And after each 2-poniard patrol, there's a 4-poniard patrol, and then back to a 2-poniard patrol. That way, if one is caught, they are more likely to get reinforcements that make up for whatever size their group is.
Benkei's competency in all this is very clear.
The barrier itself, the gate is well constructed for what, they have available. But the fencing itself, the rock portions, what few ones there are set up as sort of these stabilizing pillars in as close to even intervals at either end as they can get. But it's clear they could not source enough material to have everything the exact way Benkei wanted, so they have made compromises. What wood they could not source, what stone they could not source, it has been supplemented with earth. Packed very tightly. I'm surprised you remember us. Our previous meeting was rather brief. Brooke smirks a bit. I'm honored by this audience, Sir Benkei. But you're right. Turning back is not an option for us. I'm afraid we're notorious for being stubborn. Benkei dips their head in a slight nod. You seem more reasonable than the fool Cheval. I had no interest in attempting to stop him. There was much more for us to do. However, while my lieutenant may be harsh, what they said was true. It is unlikely your friends are alive.
This guy wasn't doing this horrendous thing. He'd be a great tactician and teacher for the party, you know, dealing with the Dead Star.
I mean, Ryda, you gave me an excuse to bring him back into the story.
Yippee!
Tucker doesn't look angry now, but still doesn't look at all accepting of the verdict of their friends.
This is gonna be one of those, yeah, well, I have to see that for myself.
Also, yeah, since the audience has caught on to it, anyone who hasn't yet, the naming convention for this Bisharp is absolutely the famous warrior who supposedly took weapons from every person they fought.
Ow, I get it. So he's
yeah,
proficient in 100 weapons.
I mean, since y'all aren't going to be fighting him, like you literally avoided the fight, I can put the stat sheet in the server after the session.
Yeah, a fight in this situation just doesn't seem to benefit anyone. Like, cool, if we win, it's like, good, now we're entering town in worse condition. Good. Entering the sickness town with, you know, maybe being more exhausted or injured or something. That's
yeah. Not to mention we weakened the one, you know, the final line of defense, keeping the sickness in and the healthy out.
Yeah.
There's probably another big factor as to why they didn't fight us. Even if they won, we're strong enough to put the wallop on them.
Yeah, we probably mess things up, the wall and stuff. But like, no. Also, like, oh no, what? Oh, why did I imagine? So Hydra said, "Why did I imagine Carl lowering the stat sheet like putting away a weapon?"
Just slowly lowering it out of view under a table.
There's another element here too. While Tucker does not agree with this idea of, all right, we're just gonna barricade and we can solve it, so we'll just keep a barricade, let everybody just kind of die. Not in agreement to that, but the idea of quarantine is still a good idea, just not without a, well, hopefully a solution as well. But yeah, letting this get out would probably be bad.
Well, depending on what Brooke asks, if anyone else decides to join the conversation, you might figure out what Benkei is doing.
Mm-hmm. Tucker could say a few words, but I also don't want to get in the way of Brooke, because I might address it too.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since he first started talking to us. Like, a lot of times Ralph is paying attention, even when he's making jokes. And he's thinking, said a bunch of apothecaries came in I wonder if maybe the sickness isn't entirely biological. He's like thinking. I mean, well, legendaries and such have like. I don't want to use the word magic. He waves his hand a little bit, but you know, yeah, the freaky magic.
Funny how you say that. Then didn't we have a magic turtle who was using spells or something? And had runes carved into its shell, and it's like, I don't want to say magic's real or anything.
What is it? That sigil shell fragment that Ralph has. And I mean, that entire side thing that y'all went, we're not going to pursue that. We have things we need to do.
I think if it's okay with Kyrio, I think Brooke will ask one thing. It's been on the mind.
Brooke will ask a thing?
Or if it's... No, I'm sorry. Tucker will ask a thing, if that's okay. If that's okay with Kyrio, because I know he's typing right now. Again, worried about interjection, but... Okay. Given the conversation is addressed it a couple times, Tucker will speak up for the first time to Benkai and just ask, given you don't know the status, specifically, of people like Team Mischief, I assume you guys don't have much of a presence in the town, just here at the barricade.
Sorry. I was eating Ritz again.
It's okay.
So, while Brooke is formulating their response, and Tucker says this, he unfolds his hands, very specifically keeping one pointed towards Brooke and shifting the other slightly to the side as he turns his head to address Tucker. Almost like he's leaving a note for himself of, this is my main conversation. I'm going to answer this briefly. We do not. We made that mistake much earlier in our attempt at a quarantine. The distance is necessary.
Tucker nods.
As it stands, with the way this plague spreads, even should you find them, it is unlikely you will recognize them.
Talking zombies again?
And they slide their hand back over the other and return their full attention to Brooke.
Thanks for paying attention to what I say, Bear. I asked Tucker asked Benkai if they have a presence in the town, because there's been a couple missions at this point, like, yeah, your friends are probably, dead, or we haven't seen them since. And it's like, it's pretty obvious that they didn't have a presence in the town, but Tucker asked about it. And yeah, that response is notable because if you notice, Benkai and his little team here, very much steel types here, was kind of wondering if they were immune. Apparently they aren't.
So, oh shoot, train of thought. Please stay with me. Nope, the train of thought is leaving. Why is it leaving?
Choo choo. You missed it. You didn't get a ticker in time. But yeah, if there's like a biological sickness, something like a steel type or a rock type, might be able to just not be affected by it. Depends on the Pokemon, but
I feel like ghost types could be immune in some capacity, considering they're already dead.
ghost types too.
So,
Yes.
what is there to get sick from?
And then, of course, also poison types sometimes. Because their body is so toxic, a lot of stuff can, well, just kind of die before it does anything to them.
Yeah, poison types can get sick. It must suck to be a Garbodor. Those things must be sick all the time.
Or just never.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, I remembered my thought. I'll get to what Ralph is doing in a second. Is it not reasonable to assume that after 2 or more weeks after somebody has entered a quarantine zone like this, if they have not returned or attempted to return, they are probably dead?
Yeah, that's fair.
And or just unable to return because disease?
Bedridden, maybe, but yeah.
Yep. Alright, Ralph. If you want to go that route,
Let's see.
Yeah.
go ahead and
I feel like the inside of someone who's upwards of several thousand years old might be pertinent.
go ahead and do Insight Contest channel.
Okay, and I'll read it
See
out
if
for
you
the
can-
audience. So Ralph attempted to reach out psychically. Do you want to read that for yourself? too?
Yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it while Ralph does the roll.
Okay.
Ralph attempting to reach out psychically. Hey, you watching this, you lazy fur ball or skin ball? Are you watching?
Alright, you said Insight Survival Channel?
Yes,
Okay, good, then
Because-
I did it right.
because you're trying to reach out psychically to Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard. We do have the Mark II, so.
You briefly hear the crunching of something that is probably popcorn. A slow, long, drawn-out sip
Crunch. Sip. Oh, damn.
from his mug. Just... I can't do it. I don't have a mug with me. It'll sound too weird.
Did it for
You know, usually my favorite shows don't talk back to me.
I break the fourth wall, okay?
Yeah, you do. It's part of what makes you fun. What do you need?
I'm like Team Rocket. Anyway. Yeah, you're several thousand years wise. You know what this is? You know, some sort of sickness that could claim an entire peninsula and is not curable by traditional apothecary methods.
Wow, it'll make me feel old, Ralph.
Wise! I said wise! You are several millennia wise. Your wisdom is just drifting off of you.
Maybe I should go get a sponge bath like any old mon. I would never, actually. I find that weird contact thing a little bit gross. Anyway. What is it again? Disease?
Yeah. There's a disease, it's spread over the whole dang continent, and the apothecaries can't seem to cure it. Is it like we dealing with like we dealing with like some freaky magic? Yes.
First of all, you're exaggerating. It's not all over the continent. I would know.
Why
But
not
I get what you
continent,
mean.
peninsula?
I knew what you meant. I was being pedantic. Any details about the disease?
I'll I'll ask like out of character after it looks like I'm concentrating and playing chess with myself. I'll ask out loud. So, what are some of the symptoms? We might expect.
I'm gonna wait to respond on that until Brooke has their moment.
Until Brooke has their line.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is a fair thing to do though. Ask the librarian. Hey,
Yeah.
does this sound like something that we're aware of?
If anyone we have contact with has encountered them, you too.
Yeah.
Wait, favorite show? How often are you watching us?
He needs his telenovelas.
I just had a funny thought. Because Ryda didn't take the mark, Ryda's character is just a fuzzy. There's like a fuzzy shaded in, like, who's that Pokemon of TV static?
Ryder has been subjected to background character.
I don't know why, but
even.
I got a visual of everybody just being really detailed anime, and then Ryder's over here just being like a little stick figure. Just, hey guys, that 2 ad frame animation.
I was just thinking a perfectly clean line where it's just TV static. Like, her silhouette is perfectly outlined in TV static. Oh, you can't hear her either. Whenever her character talks, it's the Charlie Brown adult sound.
Thanks to Fair, I just have the mental image of Ryder being like drawn as one of the Canadians from South Park.
Oh my god!
I wonder if, given the Lyre tends to be in their own bubble a lot of times, is Lyre paying attention at all to the conversation?
Well, they are.
Okay. Curious if they're picking up anything. I mean, they have some abilities that could help, maybe. Undoubtedly, it's very doubtful they could probably solve this issue themselves, but...
Oh, goodness, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lyre is not a miracle cure here. I understand a little of what you're trying to do here, and I want to respect that, Rourke says. Nevertheless, Mischief is a pioneer team. If they're dead, and I don't entirely believe they are, then it's important that we confront ourselves. And if there is even a slim chance we can stem the tide, it's just as important that we try. So what can you tell us about this sickness? And then Ralph's line kicks in, to which Benkei will shift his sitting position slightly, so he's addressing both Brooke and Ralph, because I assume they're seated like sort of how everyone is in an arc at the moment.
Yeah.
We call it a sickness because we have no other word for it. A curse would not be so virulent. This ailment afflicts the body and the mind. He pauses, as though words are not enough to best describe what he is about to say. Crystal, embedded or growing out of the body, sometimes replacing entire limbs. It can addle the mind with pain, and at times it seems as though those afflicted are possessed. Even a number of my own have fallen to it. And if those who would attempt to escape are not dealt with, it could spread far and wide. Even a glimpse of infection, the smallest protrusions, a purple speckling upon the skin, and they must be quarantined. As steel types, we are resilient, but not immune. And as I have told you, none who have yet entered have left.
That's quite frightening. And mentally I'll repeat that all back to Mewtwo. Yeah, like mentally it'd just be like, so it's some sort of crystal zombie virus, but also maybe a curse that just spreads like a virus. It makes purple crystals grow out of your skin, and it takes over the whole body and fucks with your mind.
Oh, so standard fantasy video game, like zombie plague, whatever. Okay, I'll see if I have something. You hear the ruffling of pages. You're pretty sure that all he's doing is like having picked up a book he manifested and is just sort of like shaking it up and down to ruffle the pages. Because like, he's got the entire library. He can just pull up whatever information. You've seen him do it.
Well, unless you want your favorite show canceled prematurely, or to go on a never-ending... So, would this be a main arc or a filler arc? I don't know. Anyway, unless you want all the characters replaced by crystal drones, you'll help us out, hopefully, maybe. You're the only person I could think of that might know something, and whom we have contact with, like, right this second.
Cough, cough.
So do you want the good news or the bad news? Because I can make you wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like both.
Yeah, but which one do you want first?
Yeah.
You can practically feel him smiling.
Okay, well, the bad news is usually some catch to the good news, so give me the good news first, then give me the bad news, which invalidates the good news.
Good news, not a sickness. Can't cure it. Can resist it, though.
Yeah, good news! It looks more and more like I'm fucking playing chess and arguing with someone silently.
So good news, it's not curable. Oh, good.
Hey, Ralph, can you give me a roll to not like shout that out loud?
Alright.
How about a cool contest perform check?
They're gonna think Ralph's already infect us and kill us all.
Well, you said cool or cute?
I said cool.
Alright, let me start again.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really want to do something. But I don't
Oh,
have
no!
an idea.
Yeah, Benkei's not going to react to it, but Ralph just shouts that out loud for you all to hear. What was it again? I thought that was supposed to be the good news.
Yeah, I was like, what? Kim, how's that good news? What's the bad news? Oh, yeah. Sorry, but phone call, take a call. Yeah, I'm getting a second opinion. And low-key, it's worse than yours, so...
Brooke doesn't even glance back at Ralph. If you haven't been inside this whole time, then how will you know anyone is left to spread it? Brooke asks. It's been months. How long do you intend on posting here? And Tucker pivots an ear towards Ralph on that, getting an idea of who he's talking to.
Yeah.
You want to know why we are posted here? Very well. And Benkei will stand. Then you will come with me through the gate. And he turns. And as if he had already given the order, the Poniards are already opening the gate for you. Meanwhile, Ralph... So, you want the bad news still, right?
Yeah. I guess I do.
Bad news is... it's not even an aspect. It's a mutation.
A mutation, like, we're looking at like a magical mutation.
Look, I don't have any books on this. It's just what I'm able to observe here and there. And frankly, it would be nice if I was omniscient, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the technology wasn't there. Maybe if you had been made a few thousand years later. I kid.
Ha, ha, ha. Maybe then I'd look a little less weird and be a little too, You know what? I'm not even gonna put those strange thoughts in your head. This is supposed to be, a safe for work channel.
Yeah. I mean, you would most certainly have been more obedient. Anyway, I'll pass on what you gave me to the rest of them. It's really kind of hard to keep a line open this far. You hang up first.
You get the sensation of Mewtwo's bulb-tipped hands at either side of your head, like he's there. He's not, by the way. None of you can see any of it. There's no projection. But Ralph, you can feel it. And you can feel like he's got one of those really scary, nice smiles on. Oh, Ralph. You're lucky you're so funny. You're like one of my favorite characters, let's be honest here. So, I'm gonna let that stupid obedience thing slip. But just in case you haven't learned your lesson, Well, you'll figure it out when you decide to bed down for the night. Anyway, I did say mutation. This was caused by another Pokemon. That's all you're getting from me.
Alright.
And then you get the phone hanging off the line sound like the boo, boo, boo,
Click.
boo. Oh, by the way,
And I'll try to make it sound like thinking of click. Like, click.
it takes a good 3 minutes before Mewtwo finally gets tired of the gag and turns it off.
God, that's great.
Also, what a mean thing to say to Mewtwo. You gotta have light, I think.
So, everyone besides Ralph can make Insight Survival Alert checks at -2 because you're currently following Benkei to see what Mewtwo has done.
Yeah. Yeah. Sakura follow along behind Brooke. This is their objective, and he's still confident in even though they have to figure out as they go.
Down.
4, 3, 2!
Ugh, my
Wow.
goodness. Alright, wow, the dice just don't like Brooke today. Alright, before I go into the next scene, because nobody has noticed it, I'm gonna say we take a very brief break. Everybody stand up, stretch, drink, because I need to start. I need to start dinner, given the time, and then we will move on to the next.
Okay, I'm gonna get up properly too, because Nikki is gonna look at food options right now. Nikki's doing a lot more cooking, doing a great job of it. So we're gonna take a quick look.
Yeah, that's really nice. Man, it's hilarious. It was great. Collecting information in the most hilarious, rough way possible. Love it.
Ralph did also give me the idea, and also combining that with Ben K's description of, maybe I should poke Eternatus about the crystal again. You know, since I think there's a bit more to it than they originally let on.
Hey, using this into a death trap. Eternatus.
I wouldn't be surprised with that, per se. Just more of, hey, I'm at the location. It's currently being barred because of some crystal outbreak thing. You mind telling me if this has anything to do with that weird crystal horn-looking thing you wanted? You know? If so, that'd be greatly appreciated to know. If they're coincidentally not related, you know, that's crazy coincidence, right? Like, what are the odds? Crystal outbreak and the crystal horn I'm supposed to be looking for happen at the same spot. Weird.
Right enough, so I'm about 1,000 times as strong as you are, so suck it. We were able to go do stuff.
Yeah, crystal sort of zombie outbreak is cool. It's a cool concept. I like it. I had something crystal related in my campaign, but the party avoided it. So that might come up later. It's not anything like a zombie outbreak. But I know, right? Like, I have things planned, and then the party's just like, actually, we're gonna use the power of friendship and ignore half of your campaign by converting your villains and just communicating instead of, you know, going with the plot hooks.
I think I joined back to hear you complain about the power of friendship. Is that right?
Partially. So in my campaign, the main opposing bad guys are cultists. So they're very much, you know, people with empathetic beliefs and just sort of, they believe in the causes a good thing for the betterment. So when you explain to them and break down their morals and values of, hey, no, actually you're doing bad things and it's hurting people, you're the bad guy. So like, wait, what? What do you mean? I thought we were the good guy. So they've done that several times now. And to like the big bads too.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing. That's the problem with making actually reasonable, empathetic people as your antagonists. But hey, it makes for a good story. It really does.
That's the fun thing about.
On about it, but...
It's the fun thing about like not knowing where things are gonna go. That's the fun thing about.
Oh yeah.
Role-playing games like these. Also, yeah, we figured out dinner. We're gonna, after the game, cook up this package of raw chorizo sausage, whip up an Alfredo sauce, possibly from scratch, considering there's a recipe that uses some things that we have. That'll be seasoned, and there's this, like, flatbread squares we have, and those are gonna be cut in half. Alfredo's gonna be mixed with the chorizo. It's all gonna be put into sandwiches, and then topped with a little extra mozzarella, and then buttered on top of the bread, and then toasted in the oven until everything's melted. White sauce is pretty easy looking, yeah. As long as we have enough half and half. I think we have 2 cups. We could probably substitute a little extra, like normal milk for if we need to. Hee.
I know I'm the DM, and that's why I say yes and not no, that's stupid. Because it's... How do I explain it? So the Cult of the Comet are these... It's a group led by one guy, it's a slow king named Isaac, and they're all moving towards this one goal the party doesn't fully understand, but the general bits and pieces they understand are Isaac has this plan to bring about a comet that will end the world, and all the cultists don't really seem aware of that. They're just aware of the good things Isaac has done and promised. So they're kind of in this state of, well, we're doing good for the world, we're helping communities, we've given shelter and going around helping people. So on a day-to-day, they're doing good things. But like grand scope, they don't fully understand it. So when the party comes along, it's like, here's evidence of what the grand scope is, and I have stuff to back it up. It sort of throws a wrench in their morals of, well, I only signed up to help people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously there's going to be some cultists who are like, oh no, I don't really care about helping, I'm just here for the power. So those do exist, it's just the party happens to communicate with the ones that do have empathy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Beer beating turn, yay! Reminds me of Team Flare, hint hint. Says Crash.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello, we figured
Apologies
out.
for the extended delay.
It's okay. We figured out what we're gonna do for dinner. We can't start it now, but we will. We're cooking up an Alfredo sauce and chorizo sausage. We put it together, put it in a bun, and then toasting the bun with cheese.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is everyone present? Is everyone ready?
I think so.
I'm here and ready.
Is Tubby here?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Let's see. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make
I heard you. I actually had my headphones off still, but I heard you ask.
It's okay.
Yep, took the trash out and got some coffee in my awesome mug. It is a light green coffee mug, and it's got the green M&M on there. And she's like hitting a pose. It says "Please don't beg." I found it at the Goodwill. I love it.
Oh, neat.
I didn't need another coffee mug, but like,
It's quite well. It basically doesn't cost anything, so why not?
like some people like have like that gift where no matter how many of them you have, if you get them one, like they'll love it. Like the old lady who has like 100 pot holders, but if you get her a pot holder, she'll love it. That's me with coffee mugs.
Looking for a good tune.
That is reasonable.
There we go. Events to number 12.
Okay.
Benkei leads you all past the gate. A pair of poniards come with him, each one bearing with them a sword in its scabbard. One is curved, the other straight. He doesn't seem to acknowledge this, but it is a very obvious accompaniment for him. His hands are clasped behind his back. And as you go through, you see that the barricade is similarly fortified on the other side. The difference being bodies. Beyond the array of palisades, there are a number of bodies. Clearly Pokemon at one point, but for some, these amethyst crystalline growths have only sort of embedded themselves or grown out of them in places, some of which look like they may be quite painful. In others, almost half of their body has been consumed by the crystal. Twisted and warped in strange ways. And it is not as though they are being left to rot either. Even at the moment, there is a number of poniards that are working to dig appropriately deep graves for these poor souls. Benkei does not make comment, but he does look back at the rest of you as he proceeds down what was once a beaten path. There is still even the faded indentations of wagon wheels. A way have traveled here many, many times, crossing over each other.
Do these crystals look at all similar to the horn Eternatus showed right up?
Yes and no. They are crystals, and they are of the color you should think your prize is, but none are quite in the right shape. Did you want to say that line, Tucker?
Oh yeah, I guess I can. Tucker looks quite grim looking at the scene. It was quite different than just hearing about the results. He furrows his brow. That's a good question, Stravine.
Brooke grimaces, looking around, a rancid lump forming in his chest. A reminder of some things he seen his past. Most recently, he recalls the Alcazar, and the carnage they wrought personally. He swallows, but doesn't falter in his step. The further along you proceed, you come across the remnants of what may have been a palisade further in on the peninsula. And already the crimson sunset casts a sanguine light across everything. And your steps begin to weigh heavy in fatigue as you all realize that this path is an incline, however slight it may seem at a distance. But were you to look over the side, going towards the edge of the cliff face, you would find it is higher than you might personally wish to dive into, and certainly rocky at the bottom in most places. Around the remnants of this palisade are makeshift graves, marked with what remains of old stakes, wood, reclaimed bits and pieces of broken things. Around the edges of these remnants are gleaming crystal groves, seemingly rising from the ground. And it is here that Benkei stops. Beyond here, what you face is outside my knowledge. I saw the city but once, and at a distance. travel through next is on you. But know that should you return, should you be infected, I will do everything to put an end to you before it can spread. That is the only mercy I can grant.
Ryder gives a nod and finally gets the understanding of, oh, yeah, you know what? Maybe he is valid.
Yeah. Ralph will nod too. It's probably best we don't attempt to come back if we get infected.
And Tucker nods too. He still looks very grim, but does seem very understanding of the situation that Benkai is trying to control.
Briefly overhead, you see the dark carapace of Grimfang gleaming in the dark light as it wanes, heading back towards the current barricade. Either he does not notice you, or he's too busy returning to his post. He does not return with the contingent upon it that went with him.
Stradivarius says, no idea, likely guessing who was patient zero here.
I have a guess.
I'm kind of curious. Did you say that there are crystals growing out of the ground as well?
Correct.
Yeah, it's not just growing out of Pokemon then. Okay.
As soon as I'm sure, as soon as I'm sure the second in command there is out of earshot, I'll relay what I got from Mewtwo. But yeah, as soon as he's out of earshot, be like, so I was talking to Mewtwo. It's not a sickness, so yay. But there's also not a cure. Ooh, that's sad. They said that a Pokemon is likely the cause, so that's something. What else did they say? No, that it's a mutation. It's a mutation of sorts. So yeah, magical mutation curse. Yeah.
I guess Tucker would just mutter. I can see why you said it didn't sound like good news.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a sickness, so it doesn't have a cure, was the good news, and I put quotation marks.
Me over here grinning like Alistair while the party has to deal with a somber scene.
I
No,
think
Benkei is still there. Benkei did
left.
not leave.
Rimkay left it.
Yeah, Grimflame flew overhead and went back to the original barricade. Or the latest barricade, I guess.
You know what? I wonder, would it be a bad idea to let Benkei know I spoke to Mewtwo about it? We'll keep that to ourselves for now.
Rook is silent for a moment. You are taking on a lot of responsibility for this. Are you okay? He asks. Yeah, Brooke and Benkei are a little bit ahead of everyone else. Benkei's expression, as it ever has been, is this stoic, unmoving steel mask. But his head tilts slightly up to meet your eyes, Brooke. And you see an individual hardened by battle that has become tired. It is not a matter of my well-being. I do what must be done. I do what is good for others, so that they may continue to live as they do. You understand. The burden you bear is as great as mine. Ryda lowers their head to try and contact Eternotis. The sound of the war falls away, and the soft hiss of your patron comes to you.
Lord of condemnation, I seek your guidance. The task you have sent me on to retrieve the crystal item. I have arrived at the destination, and I have found the place left in ruin. Some sort of ailment or curse. Crystal in nature seems to be overrunning the place. Are the two perhaps related?
A ruin. Perhaps. Or perhaps masked by the disease you seek. Go, sell it. Perform for us this mutual deed. And our deal will be adequately satisfied. Upon a mount of stone and wrought venom, a throne that was never theirs, a thief of a kingdom. Send them to us.
I will do whatever needs to be done.
Good. Do not falter. My acolyte. The creeping cold of spindly claws leaves your shoulders, and the contact goes silent as sound returns to you. Ralph and the others discussing the interesting information that you two divulged to your friend.
Could I get clarification on one thing? It's a little whispery at one point. When I asked if they were related, he said perhaps, perhaps not. It might have been the disease might be masking.
They did, but it wasn't in reference to the relation. It was in reference to ruin. Perhaps it is, perhaps not. Perhaps masked by the disease you seek.
That makes sense. It's basically crossing some wires and making it less clear.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But back to Brooke and Benkei for a moment. Every time I think I do, I keep learning I don't. But we too will do what is necessary as well. Don't break yourself before we get back. Either we'll have this fixed, or we'll need you to fulfill that promise. He looks back at his team. But first, do you have someplace you may rest? Benkei nods grimly. If you would march as soldiers into a war that even I believe cannot be won, then we will have tents for you. And do ignore my lieutenant. They are ambitious, but obedient. They will trouble you no longer. After all, what use is it to trouble those who will be dead?
When Brooke looks back at the team, Tucker gives a resolute nod to Brooke, agreeing with everything he said.
Ryder seems to look past Brooke, onwards to the city.
It's too dark now to see the whole of the city, Ryder. There are only scattered pinpricks of light. Perhaps candles in windows. And an eerie lavender gleam that emanates from its silhouette. The largest of which seems to rise like ivy vines around the broad spires of a castle at the distant end of the peninsula. A deep pain burrows into you, Ryder. A pain of memory and familiarity as you look upon this alien shadow in the distance.
Ryder looks visibly pained to anyone who looks before trying to steal their emotions to a more resolute, shaking off the thoughts of memories trying to creep in and trying to focus on the target. That is all that matters in this moment, is to take out the target and send them to Eternatus.
Give me tough contest will at a -4.
Tough contest will. Is it current or max will?
We'll say current.
Alright.
Brooke rubs his head. Man, that's bleak. Point taken. He returns to his team. Come on. Team meeting. Benkei's gonna get us a tent for a night. It will take more than one. But it will be no matter. The accommodations are temporary. As Benkei moves past the group with an even, metallic step, grows more distant as he passes you down the road. High above, the moon is clouded. Its light dimmed, as though the sky does not wish it to shine upon this land. And all right, Ryder. You are able to keep yourself steeled. For now. But it's shaky. There are parts of you held in check that strain against the facade. But they will have to wait for their vindication. I take it the team follows Benkei back.
Yes, entering the town at night doesn't sound great. We probably want to be as aware as possible, so... So team meetings take precedent.
Indeed.
This is definitely not something you want to act before you think and talk about it, Don. I'm very curious, though. Stradivarian maybe had some good thoughts, actually, which made me suddenly realize that, yeah, we don't know what the settlement, what its purpose is. I mean, obviously to live in, but usually a settlement will have some sort of focus, fishing village, this, that, sort of thing. Now that you mentioned there's a castle, I'm even more curious to learn about it, which I guess we'll probably do next session. It might be relevant to what's going on.
That is correct, Kyrio. This was established before the pioneers landed.
And when Team Mischief went to check on this, I think Team Mischief went not really knowing much about this settlement either. It's not really been researched at all by the pioneers, so very far off. I guess the castle isn't too surprising, considering this seems like a somewhat fortifiable place to put a settlement. So maybe there's a hint there.
Just smile. Smile and wait.
Finally, does everybody still remember their word?
Yeah,
I wrote mine down.
same.
I can tell you what those cards are later. Interesting that
Yes.
nobody got theirs.
Huh.
Yeah, nobody got theirs. So, yeah, this was definitely not a session about the lot of you. It's, oh boy, the cards revealed things in ways I did not expect, and were very accurate.
Hmm.
When the team is shown to the tents, Rourke wants to gather his team for a meeting to discuss everything they've seen and heard, which is appropriate. Benkei, if you ask for a meeting place, because the tents are fairly individual, particularly given the size of some of your team members, but there's enough to go around. But if you need a place to meet, Benkei will offer you the strategy tent, which in and of itself also has a table in it. This one is less rudimentary, and was likely something that they packed up and brought with them. It's a fairly nice wooden table, but it's made in such a way that it can very easily be folded up and made compact and very easy to carry, if a bit heavy because of the wood that it's made of. But on this table are maps of the peninsula, plans and contingencies, and at least one report over the course of the day that has numbers that you likely don't want to look at or think about right now.
Numbers, huh? I guess Tucker will idly look over the table since it does contain some information, and maybe there's something good to glean there out of this situation, based on what they put down about it.
I suppose, right as they get situated as well, sort of seems a bit distracted as they pull out their scythe and look over it a bit.
We take a look at the table. Wait for us all to get situated around it. And, yeah, as we decide as we all share our information and decide, what we're gonna do next.
I think for this ending scene, we can go... I'm going to use a dungeon song just for an event. We're going to go Dungeons 2, number 16.
Okay. Oh, this is a good song.
I'm being more flexible about what I use songs for.
Yee. I guess I'll move them for now.
Alright, team. I want to start off by saying the danger here is incredibly real. I don't think Liar will be able to help as much as we thought. D, you have your reasons for entering this place. No doubt I have to ask, but is it worth the risk? Please. I'm not afraid of a few shiny rocks. If I were, there would be no point in hunting my prey. Liar hangs their head a bit. They mumble a little bit in their own language, almost as if an apology for not being more useful in being around.
Tucker will place a forepaw on Liar's shoulder. It's okay. You might still be able to help some of those suffering be in a little less pain. That won't solve anything, I don't think, but it could help. As to what Deadeye said, well, I think I am a little afraid of a few rocks, given what we've seen, but that doesn't change the fact that I want to do everything I can to help this issue. And I need to know what happened to Team Mischief.
Figures. I can't let you go alone. I still fully intend on accompanying you. Ryda, you also have a mission ahead. I assume you intend on moving forward?
Ryda looks up towards Brooke and gives a nod. Good. I had a brief interaction with Eternatus. I have a general idea where my target may lie. And at this point, Ryda kind of side-eyes Deadeye, considering, he also has a target. I wonder.
I wonder if Ralph has anything to add.
Yeah, Ralph will chime in after you mentioned that you spoke to Eternatus, and he'll repeat what Mewtwo said just for brevity's sake to the rest of you and to Brooke, who would be hearing it for the first time.
That's
Yeah. He'll have the highlights, he talked to Mewtwo. It is indeed not a sickness, and putting two and two together, Mewtwo says it's likely a Pokemon. Right as after a Pokemon here, maybe when she kills the target, the plague stops. He shrugs. Maybe.
It is not a bad assumption.
Brooklyn.
Brooke nods. Then you two, Ralph and Tucker. I admit, part of me wants to order you two to take Lyre home and stay out of this. But that would almost certainly make me a hypocrite. So I won't even bother. But just understand, it's entirely possible we won't make it back out. Sorry, we don't make it back out.
Tucker nods to this, looking Brooke straight in the eye as he explains, I know. This is incredibly dangerous, and I have no idea what I would do if I got infected by this, but it's not in my nature to see a bunch of people suffering and just leave them to it. Does Ralph want to respond to Brooke as well?
Ralph will nod. Yeah, part of me does kind of want to bring back what little bit we know. But, yeah, I fully accept that this might be a one-way trip. I guess that's part of the dangers. Never faced a danger quite like this, but I'm ready.
Silver says, plot armor will protect the team somewhat. I can tell you that Tucker doesn't at all. We don't. I try my best not to use meta knowledge, and Tucker does not use that sort of thought pattern at all. There is no reason to believe that we would be any less affected by whatever is doing all this, so.
First off, Silver, just because they haven't died does not mean that they have plot armor. Second, fair, you're right, it would be pretty awkward at this point, given how established everyone is right now. Also, I'm running a story, I'm not running a meat grinder. I like to think I balance things very well.
I think you do. Also, just because they're probably not going to die doesn't mean, like, oh, okay, then everything's going to be fine. Like, that.
Yeah,
There's so many other things that could happen.
Oh, goodness, no. See, because peek behind the curtain. Mild peek behind the curtain. I think I've said it before to everyone. I will actively be trying to end the lot of you with my bosses, especially the ones that actually have lethal intent. The ones that don't have lethal intent, but I'll still make you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke looks at Lyre. You don't need to follow us, Lyre. You're not technically under my orders. You don't have to risk yourself. Lyre lifts their head and shakes it. Stay. With friend. Do not wish to go. You risk, I risk.
Aww. even in this grim situation, Tucker briefly smiles at that, looking quite grateful to Lyra.
Guess you're as crazy as the rest of us then. He smirks. Alright. I guess we're doing this for real. If there's anything you want or need out here, I'll give you our last chance for a while to get it. Consider it carefully.
Yeah, bless you.
I'm aware, I told him to stop.
Oh, it's okay. we multi-sneeze, so we're very sympathetic.
I also multi-sneeze.
Stop it.
Look, he can do that to me and it works. I do it to him and it doesn't.
He's a rebel.
Just imagine that critical role bit between two of the players who
Yep.
do that all the time.
Stop it.
But yeah, Ryder does give a nod to Brooke's statement. Though they don't seem they have any intent of getting anything else physically.
Tucker's the same, though it does make him check inventory, and I am checking inventory, and I see I actually have a lot of healing items, which probably won't solve this issue, but again, much like how Tucker mentioned to Lyra that perhaps Lyra could help some in pain, because the pain was mentioned, perhaps some of these supplies would be helpful for that too.
Brooke listens to what Ralph and Ryder had said. Okay, so disease and an aspect. So it's basically nothing we've ever contended with before. Sounds good. I can feel Brooke just pinching the bridge of his snout.
Tucker pipes up, and it seems to be based all around crystals, which aren't just growing in Pokemon. You saw it there too, right? Some growing out of the ground. Makes me wonder what came first.
Clearly, the crystals were not here originally.
It's very rare that going forward is very stupid, yet has zero inclination to turn back, oddly. Very in character.
Tucker also has no reason to turn back if the rest of the team is committed. I mean, again, helping people. This kind of thing here. What's that?
I said Ryder's got a mission to be here, so...
The way Tucker sees it, though there isn't a very clear plan forward at this moment, and thus it is a little bit insane to go in here. At the same time, if they don't, more Pokemon will just perish, so that's not an option either.
Now fair. This isn't about plot. The characters actually have reason to go in here.
Mhm.
I made sure of it.
Honestly, Team Mischief is reason enough. They're basically, what do you call, frenemies?
Well, they were your rivals.
Yeah, rivals. You
You
can't.
even had the rival fight.
Yeah, make great music. You can't just leave your rival in the dirt. You have to go help them if they're actually in actual trouble.
I find it kind of funny how Ryder has no attachment to them whatsoever, but they're still probably just as dedicated that we need to do this because of the mission.
I just thought of a hilarious joke from the anime. Team Mischief. Let's see. We're the generally older team. Team Mischief going up to like a place to explore it or whatever. And it's like, and their leader is like, there seems to be something else scribbled on this sign. It says Team Kier was here, Team Mischief are losers. And there's like a little scribble of Ralph sticking his tongue out.
Burke and D have a mission. Ryder has a mission. Ralph and Tucker want to help Team Mischief. We all have pretty good reasons to go.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Brooke got trounced by Shinx, so does not want to help Mischief. Got it. I will say that this is a good time for us to end.
Mhm.
There are not terribly many supplies that Benkei can offer you. But if you think of any that you would like to try and request, like minor consumable supplies, probably not healing items, but minor consumable supplies, you can ask. But there is no guarantee they will be available. Did Benkei mention how the affliction spreads? He has not. He is not certain how it spreads, only that it does. You all would have noticed that the poniards that were digging the graves were being very careful about the bodies. Like, they were trying very hard not to touch any of the affected crystal bits, but contact does not seem like a guaranteed vector.
Relatedly, I guess what I have to request would be some sort of tool that could chip the crystals without having to directly interact with them, via paw or such.
You mean like a pickaxe?
Yeah, like a pickaxe. Just something in case we want to take a sample.
I mean, if you wanted tools like shovels and picks, they have shovels and picks.
Okay.
I don't care if people say that Poniard can't grab stuff. They got 2 arms. They can just like put shovel heads in the sleeve holes or something.
Yeah, hand wavy video game logic.
It's like those characters that can somehow hold things, even though it's really just like hovering next to their hand.
Oh yeah, like that. Like how the ponies can like hold shovels and stuff.
Magic.
Magic, yeah. And it's kind of like inconsistent with their logic, because like sometimes you see them handling things with their mouth, other times they just do the hoof magical hand wave.
Inconsistencies.
I guess a good question. I honestly, the idea of supplies might be. I'm curious if Ralph has any ideas for that.
Bury my mother, pale and slight. Bury my father, eyes shut tight. Bury my sisters 2 by 2, and when you're done, let's bury me too. Why must you bring up the sad little miner girl from Hollow Knight?
Oh no, that's where that's from.
It's Mila.
Aww.
And as soon as you started saying it, I'm like, oh, I know where that's from. I've heard it plenty of times.
Ow. Anyway.
I think we have a complex web of things we gotta do here. We gotta. It's a rescue. It's research. It's being super careful how we interact with the entire area and people in it. Probably.
So, as we are ending, everybody gets 13 experience.
Oh, wow.
You bypassed a fight.
True.
And I do mean a fight. If you have any resources currently that are not full, such as your health or will, you may fully recover them, as you will be able to rest sufficiently enough in the tents to recover.
Thank you.
Wow, it's a lot of
31 experience.
Wait, 31? Oh, maybe did I just?
No.
Just say...
13.
No.
13.
I know
31.
about my total. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you reversed the numbers. I was like, wait.
No.
Yes.
That brings me up to 52.
Oh.
That would have been from fighting Benkei and Grimfang, along with a contingent of Poniard. The Poniard are not the real threat to you, but I mean, same rule as 100 peasants against one player character, eventually one of them is going to hurt you real bad.
I'll just double. Now I have a second guessment. I'm just gonna double check the footage to make sure I changed the number, right? Pretty sure I did though. But yeah, good point. Like, I guess the experience for a big battle should still give a good deal of experience, even if you can avoid the battle completely. Yeah, it makes sense. Let's see, just a second. Yeah, I went from 40 to 61. Yeah, that would be 13. That's right. Okay. Wow. All right. So next session will be a very interesting one.
Yeah.
It will. I have much to prepare over that time.
2 weeks, yeah. Because we gotta research things. We gotta socialize with probably some people there that are hopefully willing to talk and explain what they know. There's going to be combat probably for sure, considering I think some of them turn crazed, right? And also there's the 2 of us have targets after all too, and then
so
the castle.
Before you do the outro,
yeah,
I can tell you what your cards were.
All right.
Ralph, your card was Journey, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it was.
That is one of the cards from the basic affinity. The Journey is a card of beginnings, the start of something new and a portent of great personal change. Such change is rarely immediate or sudden, but rather earned through self-driven pursuits and ambitions. Brooke got the Rapacious Flood, which portends an oncoming disaster with effects that ripple out far beyond the personal. Such catastrophes do not give one much time to prepare or react, and the havoc they wreak is indiscriminate. Sometimes one can only attempt to run, and others will sweep one up with the tide. Let's see. What was Ryda's again?
It was, I believe,
The Bramble Thicket,
Yes.
which is of nature. The Bramble Thicket is a foiling, painful obstacle whose thorns would deny passage to those seeking to pass through. At times, progress past such tribulations requires bloodshed, one's own or that of others. Yet the same cannot be said for those trapped within the thicket, who find its walls isolate them from the outside world. And finally, from the mythic affinity, we have Tucker's. The legend represents events and individuals of great importance, often engraved upon history. Whether this is past or future notoriety is not always certain, only that the legend will leave an indelible mark with their presence.
Wow. It's a really interesting one.
So over here, I got a whole prophecy.
Tuck is supposed to for the Puppo. Got it. Yay. I could see it too, actually.
The cards you got for the session reading were highly appropriate. The cards you got for yourselves are highly appropriate to yourselves. So I would say the deck works.
The deck foresees the future.
I appreciate that the deck seems to apparently already know who y'all are and is willing to call you out on it.
Fair to explain, the cards we drew are personal. The 3 cards that were drawn after that were for the session, and not personal.
Insight boosts special defense, correct?
Yes.
Because I'm going to get another point in insight. I feel that's appropriate, considering the amount of investigation and such.
You know, you make a good point. Maybe I should... Let's see. 61... Let's see, what should I get? I think I was originally going to main stat when I could, but I think it was like the last main stat point. But at the same time, it might be good to get, indeed, a more specialized stat too. Let's see, what was the last main stat again? It was... Strength, I think? Looks like it.
Extra smart.
Though actually, special can also be increased.
Yeah, strength and special are your last main stat increases. Special will increase your cute, strength will increase your tough.
Yeah. I think... I'm trying to think, like, main stats, like, between strength and special, which would be more useful in the upcoming situation, too. Because remember, I tend to stat based on experiences and situations as they happen, which might be a little chaotic, but it's also interesting.
Yeah, I also debated because it was basically either insight or dexterity, which is more offense or defense. And I figured probably more defense, and also.
I know Brooke wants Hydro Pump desperately.
Let's see here. The score is 10 times for main attribute, 8 times for skills, and 6 times for specialty. Okay, 8 times for skills. I was trying to remember.
And also, since it was mentioned earlier, yes, Scales has been very quiet this entire time. They aren't making commentary on this. They don't need to.
Yeah, increasing will would also be a smart decision. But I already committed to insight.
It's fine. It'll probably be useful.
I'm going to get a point in survival.
But yes, if any of you want any in-between session stuff, feel free to message me about it. But for now, I'm going to head off and have dinner. Thank you all for a lovely session, and I hope you all have a good night.
You too, Kai. Have a good one.
I look forward to next time.
Thank you very much for hosting.
We'll see you next time, audience, as Team Cheer finally tackles the Crystal Peninsula.
Dun, dun, dun. Next time on Pokerole.
Let's see. I will do my outro in just a moment. I'm going to point first. But let's see.
I should be hitting the hay as well. So enjoy your night and whatever you do afterwards. See everyone for the next session. I'm sure it won't be emotionally scarring at all. Totally fine. It'll be sunshine and rainbows. We're gonna find our companions easily. They're gonna be perfectly fine. We're gonna find the target. It's not gonna be conflict at all. They're gonna turn themselves over easy. No problems.
You're sure talking a lot. You're talking a lot about this.
Yeah. Anyway, bye.
Bye. Let's see. 41 minus 4 is 37. I think that's right. I'm just trying to do my math right. Okay, there we go. That is a point. That is point number. It's 8 times current score, so that is 24 experience to get a 4th point in survival. Now, getting a 4th point in survival also means that I can get up to 4 on these guys too, because previously I was limited to 3. So I can now get more alert, for instance, or other things as well. I feel like survival makes sense in this situation, so after some debate, that's the one I went for. So there. But all that being said, I think I'll leave the rest of my experience alone for now, though. But all that being said, yeah, this will be a complex session. The upcoming one, I mean, because the way I see it, there's potential. There's fights with targets. There's fights with possibly crazed crystal Pokemon. There is probably a huge social aspect, talking to those who are still unaffected or at least lucid enough to talk to the town. Thus investigating and trying to figure out clues. There's also, of course, the danger element of trying to avoid infection. And also the fact that there's a big old castle which might serve as a dungeon for all I know. So there's just a lot to possibly do here. Oh, really, Chris House? I didn't know that. But yeah, this is going to be, I think, session... this was a lead-up. This was technically just a lead-up session 155 here, but session 156 next time. Oh boy. There's so much that could happen, and so many bad things that could happen. And, we're just gonna have to find our way through this. It's gonna be a harrowing adventure, but I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for that. And that was session 155 of Pokerole. I hope you all enjoyed. Anticipate the next time. Oh boy.